We will wait, Sagittarius Collective, just a few minutes. I know I'm a little late. I'm sorry. I ended up having to cleanse my space a lot more, as well as my house a bit. I had to, go forth and smudge my home of negative energies, because there's a lot that was trying to keep me from doing this reading, which just leads me to believe whenever something is trying to stop you from giving a message that needs to be heard, usually that means that somebody doesn't want you to hear it, and somebody doesn't want me to tell you. So that's fine. We're almost done with our cleansing here. All right, my beautiful Sagittarius Collective. I'm sorry my bed is a mess. It's been a little all over the place today, which I feel like is in slew of Sagittarius energy right now, too. Let's change this up a little bit. I don't like that streak it was giving me. There we go. That's better. That's much better. All right, Sagittarius, welcome to my channel. If you are new, hello, welcome to the Painted Lady Tarot. I am Lady Mariposa, your divine channeler and oracle. If you've never been here before, please feel free to read that disclaimer in the description below. If you are looking to donate to my channel, you can also find that information below, as well as the information on how to win a free reading. I am all booked up for the rest of this year, thank God. But I am all booked up for the rest of this year for paid readings. So to win a free reading, you have that information provided below, and those reading drawing winners will be drawn on our full moon, which will be on November 5th. So look out for that. All right, Sagittarius. So when I was meditating on your energy earlier, obviously I had a little bit of a abrupt is what it felt like, an abrupt kind of change in the energy, and it was just like all over the place, which we're going into, that full moon in Taurus, and yes, Sagittarius Jupiter, you're lining up good, and that is fantastic, but there is a lot of emotions that are going on right now, and probably through the next couple of weeks, just because of, all that. Not only is the seasons changing, but we also have the energy of abrupt halts because we're heading into winter. And in that season of halt, it's like also trying to figure out, what can you do to reduce? What can you do to move the energy forward? What can you do to really put into fruition and physicality what you've been manifesting? Because I feel like a lot of Sagittarius energies in the collective have been working on so many different ideas, and they have you guys have all these different ideas that you want to fulfill. But the thing with manifestation is, if you're trying to manifest too much or too many things all at once, it's going to get a little chaotic. But in true Sagittarius fashion, we be thriving, but you shouldn't have to, okay? Okay, Sagittarius, so this is going to be for like what you need to know right now. And when I was also, hello, newcomers, hello. When I was also meditating on your energy earlier, Sagittarius, like I heard a song and it kind of went with the energy too. It's the Reba McEntire song. Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. I'm sorry, my singing voice is not up to par today. I have done a lot with my throat chakra this morning. So my throat chakra has some heaviness around it and some scratchiness. There was a lot going on this morning. We're gonna move past that. But with that song, Fancy, okay? Some of you could like country music, or you could be a huge fan of Reba McEntire. I mean, who isn't though? Like, who isn't a fan of Reba McEntire, okay? Even I particularly am not a huge fan of country music, but older country like Leanne Rimes, Leanne Womack, Sarah Evans, Reba McEntire. Reba is my mama from another life, okay? I love Reba. I've always loved Reba. But that song in particular, Fancy, if you've never heard of it, please go look it up. Look up the lyrics, though, because I feel like the lyrics are going to resonate with you more if you see it rather than just hear it. Obviously, listen to it, too, because it's an amazing song. But, like, you got to really see the words also and kind of hear it, So, Sagittarius... Oh, okay. Shuffle one more time, and then we're going to cut this deck. I'm using the Oracle deck of the Sun. I love this deck because of all the, astrology that kind of goes up into it. It's got all the different planetary alignments as well as, the zodiac sign. So that's always nice to have. So you can see and feel the different energies here. So what does Sagittarius need to know? What does Sagittarius need to know? Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. Anything else? I know there's one more in here. Anything else? There we go. Yeah! Someone's got a secret. I feel like you have the secret, though. Like, somebody else might have a secret around you or in regards to you, but I feel like you're the one with this secret. Like, you're holding something close to you in regards to your manifestations, in regards to your job. In regards to your job. This could be a secret in regards to your job, like you're planning something or you are creating a new business, but there is a secret here. Then we also have exaltation, principle, and charity. And then we have egotism to the left. To the left, to the left. Everything you own in the box to the left. Your ego. Be careful of your ego, Sagittarius, because if we work in our ego, the things that we want to come into fruition don't always come out in the best way. You might get what you want, but is it really the way that you want to get it? I don't know. That's up to you. Then we have exaltation, principle, and charity. Now, this combo here, this seems like the energy that, I mean, there's a couple different energies here. That's why my face did that thing. But like the energy that I see here in regards to your secret is like, this is like people's opinion of you, like other peers, people that you consider maybe even as friends. Could think of you as like a charity case, like you're low income or you're poor or you don't have anything, to back anything up, like you just kind of are, but the secret here is that you don't need their charity. You don't need anything from them. And you know that, and that's why the ego's here. Be careful of that ego. Because when we work in our ego, like I said, you might get what you want. It might not be the way you want to go about things, though. And eventually, the ego does break. And when that happens, things can kind of get out of whack. Or the universe will, if you work too much in your ego, too, and I myself have had to learn this lesson the hard way, your universal people, your guides, your ancestors, the universe, if you work too much in your ego here, if you work too much in your ego, the universe will find a way to humble you. They will find a way. Now, this doesn't have to be you. This could be somebody around you. Flipping the roles how they must. Male, female, doesn't matter, okay? This is a timeless general collective reading. This is the energy that I'm picking up on. Someone needs to be mindful of their ego in regards to their, not only their money situation, but whatever they're working on that you're keeping a secret here, okay? Somebody's working on something and you're holding it to your core, but you're also working out of your ego because you are none of these things. You don't need anybody's charity. This is not a charity case. You're not a charity case. Let people think what they want. Go ahead. Let people think what they want. And that's where you're in the mood of, that's where your energy set it. Let them think what they want. Okay. Especially if it's in regards to a business you have, because there's also this energy of I don't know, some friends or colleagues that you might have even told something in terms of an idea about too. And they might be salty because you don't want to work with them. It's but at the same time, you also have to, as much as we want to be givers, because a lot of Sagittarius are givers. We are natural empaths, we are also very independent people, but we love to help others. We love to help fix other situations because we know how it is. A lot of us Sagittarius, we know what rock bottom feels like. We know what the shit end of the stick feels like, and we don't want anybody else to feel that way. We don't want anybody else to be in that situation. But here's the thing, okay? You also have to be mindful of who you are helping, regardless of if they're friends or colleagues or people you've known forever. People will feel entitled to be in certain places of your life that they didn't even work or help you work for to get there. Do not let them do that, okay? Do not let them. They can be pity party, petty, whatever they want to do, talk shit about you behind your back, talk shit about you to others in public, in front of your face. You could be dealing with another Sagittarius energy in regards to this, or they have that placement in their chart. Because like I said, all of these readings are timeless readings, and then you don't have to be a Sagittarius sun sign to resonate with a Sagittarius reading. It can be anywhere in your chart. However, I do also recommend, if you're going to go on your placement readings, do your sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node signs. Those are the ones that definitely affect you the most, okay? Obviously all the placements do, but those are the ones that are going to affect you the most. So, like I said, do not let these people think that they are entitled to a piece of your abundance, to a piece of your stability, to a piece of your blessings, just because, they've been there for so long, or they've done this, or they've done that for you. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. You can be grateful and still hold your boundaries, okay? Because I feel like a lot of you Sagittariuses are, your boundaries are a little bit low, okay? We need to get those a little bit higher. Because you are everything you think you are. Just don't let that ego take that over, okay? You can work in your ego and not have it take over your entire life. That's what I want to say about that. That's what I feel like is kind of going on in your energy currently. Let me pull a little bit on that in terms of, I guess, not really we already really know what's going on. I guess let's just get some clarifiers on it. The energy is so weird. I don't know if anybody else has felt the energy being kind of wonky. We are going through, like I said, we're about to have that full moon in Taurus on November 5th. We are also about to retrograde, or about in retrograde. Are we in retrograde right now? I think so. I think we are, or we're about to be or we're at the start of it for sure. Yeah. It's a lot of energy all over the place. You could be feeling over emotional, because that's the other thing I am sensing too. Like, I am sensing some or a lot of you Sagittarius are about to have a crash out moment, or feeling like you're about to have a crash out moment. And I am here to tell you, please do not do that. I mean, I am in full support. Obviously, I can't tell you what to do. You can only, you have free will. I can only advise what I feel. But I'm feeling, if you were to act out of your ego and have this crash out moment on everybody, because that's what I feel like. It's not just a crash out moment that you're having on someone. This is on like everybody. Like, you want all the smoke. Like, you want the war with everybody. And you don't give a fuck. Pardon my French. Sagittarius just really don't give a fuck. Especially right now. Be mindful of that energy, okay? Just remember, whatever you project, that can also come back to you 3 times to 10 times over, depending on where you're at in your karmic cycles, okay? Your karmic soul contracts, all that stuff. Okay, so let's get a little more on this. I heard frenemy. So you could have a friend that's around you that is not really your friend, but they're there. Like, I feel like somebody's just gatekeeping. Like, they know what you're working on. Somebody knows what you're working on, Sagittarius. They see it, and they're your friend. But not really. Like, they are a frenemy. Like, you know that saying, keep your friends close and your enemies closer? Some of you are doing that to other people, or are having that done to you currently. And I am just here to tell you, okay? You need to be in your Empress energy. Use your intuition, okay? Use your discernment, because that's where you need to be at right now, okay? You are the sorceress. You are the sorceress. This is High Priestess card. So like I said, your intuition, you already know who this person is. You already know who this person is. You've already felt it. You've already seen it. Now, the other energy that I'm getting in this as well is you could have also, like, someone who was your friend that you're friends with you still now, and why they couldn't be considered a frenemy, because one of these friends stabbed you in the back. But I feel like either you found out they stabbed you in the back, or they told you this, or whatever the case may be. And they feel like you excluding them from whatever you're working on is like a betrayal in a sense. But I mean, weren't they the one that betrayed you in the first place? That is me out of my ego. I'm just saying, like, if I had somebody stab me in the back or form some kind of betrayal on me, yeah, I am willing to forgive you. Would I consider you a real friend again? Absolutely fucking not. Friends don't do that. You can reconcile with people all you want, but like, and I'm not telling you how to run your life. This is just how I run mine, okay? When somebody betrays me, betrays my trust, I can never trust you again. Why would I trust you to be a part of what I have going on? So you can run a bag off of me? No, that's not happening. When you work towards something, or you put an effort towards something, maybe I could consider it. But if you're not going to have any effort, if you're going to be lazy, if you're kind of, I don't know if I really want to do this, but, I will kind of, I'll entertain the idea. But I'm probably just going to let you down. I don't know who acts like that or who talks like that, but someone do here. Anyway, so you got the Empress card. You are the Empress. You have the High Priestess card. All knowing in regards to this situation. Like I said, you already know what it is. You already know what's going on. It is what it is, okay? They know that they have to know that you know something in regards to this situation. Hi, Annalyn. Yes, if this is resonating with you, please hit that like button for me. It helps me pull on your energy anytime we do a Sagittarius read. But yes, this is your card, okay? Sagittarius, you are the Empress. You have these, you hold the household. You hold it down, okay? In your entire life, you have been the one to hold everything down. You have been the one to get yourself out of rock bottom. Obviously, I feel like in terms of the zodiac, God favors a lot with Sagittarius's, and it's just like a thing. I don't know why. Aquarius, Sagittarius, sometimes Libras get it too, you know? But like, you hold it down. You do what you got to do to survive. You do what you got to do to make it work. You are the breadwinner. You hold all these different ideas. And in terms of this friend, you know the situation. You know exactly what's going on. You've known exactly what's going on. And, you know, you might keep them close by. Not necessarily as a friend, or you consider them obviously somebody that you used to be friends, really good friends with, could just be, so now. That lukewarm friendship, though, like, they've already betrayed you once. What makes you think they're not going to do it again? And I think you know that, and that's what you're thinking, and that's why you're kind of not including them in this, and they could be very salty about it. Especially, look, we got the Two of Scrolls, but this came out in reverse, like this, okay? This gives me, the not. Two of Scrolls is similar to that of, like, Two of Swords, okay? So, like, your energies are flipped. There's a lot of emotions going on right now, especially in lieu of this person. You don't know who to trust, but you know what your gut says. You know what your intuition says. It's just managing that discernment and managing those different energies and trying to work that into the situation so that way you're not screwing yourself out of any opportunity that's coming your way, okay? Then we also have the Muse, the Queen of Spirals, and the King of Scrolls, the Poet. There's two people, two energies, okay? This has to do with, how you are approaching your business. The Poet, King of Scrolls, but Scrolls is also, this deck is different. It's a little different from my normal deck. So this deck is where is it? It's the Chrysalis Tarot deck. So this one has some different, different things, different energies in it, but it's pretty much, in terms of like what's in here, like scrolls, mirrors, all the different cards that we have. The Scrolls is the swords. And you being the King of Scrolls, the Poet here, the Poet is the one who's making everything work. You are the creator, and you're creating something here. And you have a Queen of Spirals. You are the Muse also. You're your own muse. There's two different energies here, but it's the same person. Like I said, you're the Empress. You are also the High Priestess, all-knowing. Your intuition's on point. Whatever the situation is, you already know. This is just clarifying things for you at this point, because you already know. You already know what's going on. You are the star, okay? And they know that too. They know you are the star. They know you are the star. And I feel like, I don't know why I feel this so heavily, but I feel like there's a lot of you Sagittariuses or Sagittarius placements who are dealing with another Sagittarius. Okay. So that's where it kind of gets, in terms of friendship, you kind of just have to look at it how it is. It is what it is. Okay. And you don't have to feel bad about excluding anybody, especially if they've already, put a betrayal on you. You don't have to feel bad. Like, yeah, it might hurt that you can't include them, but it was also the consequences to their own actions. A frenemy is just that, a friend who is actually an enemy, okay? They don't have, and they're not going to do anything good for your business or whatever you're creating, whether it's, you know, music, whether it's, because I do find some of you guys are musical artists here. You be actual art, like, you know, painter artists, because I do see that here with the muse as well. I'm also seeing somebody does something with crystals and sounds. You could be a channeler as well, or you could be starting up your own ASMR. I see ASMR and TikTok. I don't know who that's for, but if that's something you're working on, it's definitely guided. So it's definitely guided. But during this time, like especially with like retrograde, you need to be careful. Okay, you need to be careful of that ego. We've talked about that, your ego here, because there is a tower coming. There is a tower moment coming, and you're going to have to be strong. And I feel like a lot of this has to revolve on, you know, with what's going on in the world today. A lot of craziness is going on, you guys. It's a lot. And it's very heavy energy because you can feel the pain. Like if you're a natural empath, like I am, like most Sagittarius are natural empaths, you can feel the energy of everything and everyone around you. Like it, especially now, like now with the energy changing from, you know, we went from summer to fall, and I felt like fall was like cut off abrupt. Like as soon as November 1st hit, it was like boom. It was the energy, abrupt energy was here. It was cutting off everything. And like I feel like that tower moment, it's gonna be like your cutoff moment. And that's gonna be the time where you need to be in isolation. You need to sit with yourself. You could have abrupt change in work. You could have an abrupt change in your finances. You could have an abrupt change in your life circumstances. I don't know who that is for, but it has something to do with a will, your life circumstances. Get that stuff together during this time. This time will be the best to get your life circumstances in order. I don't know who that's for. But my healing energies go out to you. During this tower moment, you're going to have a lot of strength. You're going to have a lot of strength because it's going to get heavy. And I know as a Sagittarius myself, like it's a lot of energies. Like I had so many emotions this morning as soon as I woke up that I wanted to go off on everybody because it was just so much. There was so much energy. It was like 1 minute I felt happy. I felt fine. You know, I was getting up for the day. You know, everything was fine. And then I was triggered by things I will not mention because we don't want that negative energy in this space. But I was triggered and it sent me into a spiral. Okay, a spiral of emotions. Like Sagittarius, you know how we get. Okay. We are very independent creatures, but once it comes time and when we feel like something is attacking something that we are, you know, working on or what is ours, or we get into that not only protective mode, but we kind of go a little bit past that. Okay. We get overprotective. We are in your face protective about it. And that's how I was feeling. Like I was about to crash out on everybody over literally nothing that they even did to me. Okay, like I was just picking, like it was just like this energy of like, and I had to sit with myself so I could get out of it because it's like I don't even understand why I'm feeling like that. That's how crazy the energy was. Okay, like we've got to be careful. We've got to be careful, especially with retrograde coming. That full moon in Taurus will kind of settle things down to a stop, but in terms of like emotions, things like that. And we are in our Sagittarius our Jupiter is in Sagittarius. Our Sagittarius is in Jupiter. You know, we are abundant. We are going to be abundant. And this is the time to put those manifestations into work and fruition. But you need to sit with yourself and figure out what needs to happen first. Because if you do too much all at the same time, nothing's going to get done, you know. And if it gets done, it's not going to get done correctly. Okay. Like I said, in terms of your ego, are you looking to get this done and get what you want the right way, or have a bunch of chaos and drama and everything else surrounding it, right? Okay. I can't tell you what to do. You have free will. But I'm just saying, take some words of advice there, okay? So yeah, that's what I see there. Let me go ahead and goodness. Let me go ahead and see here. Okay, so it's 9:57. Let's go ahead and see the outcome of the situation with your friend. The situation with your friend. Let's go ahead and see an outcome of this. Let's say if you were to include them. If you were to include them, we're not going to use that. See what I mean by energies all over the place. We're going to continue with this deck, the Chrysalis deck. That is strange. Somebody could be a Capricorn or have Capricorn placements in your chart, like heavy Capricorn. So that deck that I was trying to just do a shuffle on for unknown reasons, but we'll pull those cards too, since Spirit obviously wanted that there. It's a lot of Capricorn energy in that deck. So that leads me to believe, but Capricorn, being an earth energy, you could need to get connected to your earth energies more if you do have a lot of, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus in your deck, in your chart. Someone here is a spiritual teacher and divine channeler. I can feel it. I can feel it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said it like that. I don't say it. Everything happens for a reason, and I don't say things like that during readings unless it's meant to be heard. You have the World Tree, and then you also have struggle here. Okay, and this is what I was literally just talking about. Like we're about to hit a moment where it's gonna feel like something comes to an abrupt stop, and it's going to be a struggle. This is where you need to sit and really think about what ideas you want to work forth, because if you do too many at a time, you're gonna struggle. You're gonna have a hard time figuring it out. Okay, winter is coming. We need to be on top of this, Sagittarius, okay? You have the World Tree here. Everything for you that's meant for you is going to come to you. You just have to put the work in towards it, but you have to do it, try and go about it the right way. Obviously, we all have our shadow moments. We all get into our shadow. I myself still, struggle with the shadow parts of myself. It's not something that you have to really, a lot of people think that working on your shadow self means you have to be the goodest parts of you all the time, and that's not true. Okay, you have to work on your shadow self and your, the things that you have going on with you. Yes. But are you required to be good all the time? Are you required to act, godly, quote unquote, godly all the time? Like, no, we're still human. We are spirits living a human experience, and that is part of our experience, is we take the good with the bad. Okay, it's a balance of both. This is what you need to balance. You need to balance this, because someone is going to be struggling financially if they do not. You could need to cut out expenses, or 3355 on the clock. Okay, 33 could be your master number. You could be 33. 55, you could be 55. You could resonate with 555, or be seeing 333 and 555 a lot. In fact, I am going to pull some angel numbers for you, as well as some portal cards as for chakras and things like that, just so you can see what's going on, what you kind of should be working on, trying to clear the energies. I will give a list of those in a post later on of the different chakra systems and how to clear those if they're blocked, because you don't want to block your blessings. And if you're in a chaotic energy, you're blocking yourself at that point. But you also don't want this frenemy or these people around you to block your blessings either. That's why I said you also have to be mindful and be careful of who you allow into your idea portal, who you allow to be a part of that. Because as much as we really want to be there for our friends, and as much as we want them to be a part of what we have going on, you can't let them be leeches either. Okay? You have to have boundaries. It's how the world works. You got to have boundaries. If not, you're going to get taken advantage of, even by your closest friends. And I'm here to tell you, I've learned that many times over the very hard way. Okay? So let's get an outcome. Let's get an outcome on if you were to help this person. Yeah. Bottom of the deck energy is the 9 of Scrolls. If you were to invite them into your business, into your ideas, whatever you have going on right now, if you were to allow them to, be a part of it, this is you. This is like the energy that you are in. Like you're giving and giving and giving, and then that's your last one. It's your last scroll. You're literally giving too much because look how much of a toll it's taking on you. And then we have the 6 of Mirrors, the 3 of Stones, and the Judgment. So yeah, somebody close to home. This is a judgment. Okay, this is a judgment call. Use your best judgment, because whoever this is either in your home or around your home or has visited your home quite a few times. Okay, this could even be a lover. You could have a lover that is, and I hate to say this, but there's the energy there. You could have a lover trying to steal your ideas, Sagittarius. You could have a lover that is stealing your ideas. So be mindful of what you say around them. And that's the other thing that sucks too, because Lord, help me say this. When betrayal comes from someone that you are spending your time with, sharing your love with, sharing your passions and your dreams with, it is a huge betrayal to find out that they are stealing ideas. But somebody's person is. Someone's lover that you're with currently, someone is stealing your ideas or wants to steal your ideas so they can come up on $1. Like somebody feels like you're their competition. And whether it's a frenemy, a lover, whoever it is, you just have to be to yourself right now. Keep your ideas to yourself. This is what you need to hold. Where is it? Where's my secret card? It was here. There it is. Secrets. Let them think what they want about you, okay? Keep your abundance ideas to yourself at this time. Don't even say anything about it until you get it done. Like until you're about to unleash it to the world, don't say shit. Because somebody somewhere is going to be looking at what you got. And I feel like a lot of you Sagittarius, you already have onlookers. You've had onlookers your whole life. But you got a couple of these special ones here that are looking to bring you down or drop you off a peg. They feel like you are working in your ego and that you're rubbing it in their face. I don't know who the hell that was for, but I just heard some tea. And you might be a little bit. It's okay to have an ego and be confident about it, but just be careful about, being petty about it. Okay. Sagittarius it's hard for us. I know it is hard for us to watch our pettiness. And we really, really love to be petty. Our shadow self loves it. Our shadow self loves being petty. But then there's the other stuff like after the fact, like, why did I do that? That was so petty. That was so dumb. Like, it didn't even need to be like that. But the energy was like that, so you was like that. You know how I'm saying? Like, we like to match energies, Sagittarius, and that's fine. And in certain circumstances, it works, And let's just not do it with this one, okay? Okay, I'm just giving you just some words of advice, okay? let's not let this person, this frenemy, this lover, my freaking nose itches. I don't know why. I must be onto something good, though. Normally it doesn't itch unless I'm onto something good. Don't let this frenemy, and I did have an energy, like I was late to my reading for this. I was supposed to go at 9:15. I didn't start till almost 9:30. Okay, I was late for my reading for this because of that abrupt energy change. It's hard. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's an energy's all over the place, but you have like 1 to 2, maybe even 3 for some of you, different energies kind of working against you or figuring out how to work against you. Like that phrase, and I will say it again. I said it at the beginning, I'll say it again. Keep your frenemies. That's what I'm saying. See, it keeps coming out. Keep your enemies close, friends close, and your enemies closer. But it came out as frenemies. Like, you have some frenemies here. And somebody does have a lover who is also stealing. And you have this inkling in regards to the person who I'm talking about with the lover that's trying to steal ideas or has stolen an idea. You've peeped this. You've already peeped this. Like, you've already peeped this. You see it happening. Or you've heard, like, they said something that just rubbed you the wrong way. Like, it was some idea that you had already been working on, and then all of a sudden this person also had an idea that they're going to be working on, but not with you, with their friends. I don't know who that is for, but I'm telling you right now, that lover has no good intentions for you. They are with you to get your ideas to come up off you, and then they want to stay attached to you because of that. And that's just what I'm feeling. I am nobody's I'm not a therapist, but if I were in that situation and it came down to me, I would probably just peep. It could have been a coincidence. But me being who I am now, like, I guess back in my younger years, I would have considered that a coincidence because, ideas are that just ideas. It's just whether you're going to work it into a thing or not, And in my younger years, I probably still would have stayed with this person and, just kind of run the game. And I probably would have denied every little bit of freaking, red flag that I've seen. But me in my grown 30s, okay, I see stuff like that, and it not only rubs me the wrong way, like, it hurts my feelings, but my spirit is just like, it gives me that sickening feeling in my spirit, because why are you, who are supposed to be, my person with me, now all of a sudden you're doing this? And I've just expressed the idea. Like, I might not have even put any work into this yet. And now all of a sudden you're doing it. But now with me, with your friends, that just brought a disgust to my spirit. And this is exactly why I really don't have any friends. I don't have anybody that I hang out with on a daily basis. Like, even if my lover, he is also at a distance. But I will have to say, this one, I like this one. This one, he knows what I do. And he knows if he crosses me, it's going to be, not good for him. So, anyway, if I were in that situation, I would just be very, very mindful. Be very, very careful. 444 on the clock, okay? You are going to be abundant. Your ideas are going to prosper. Do not let those ideas be taken by somebody else just because you wanted to express your dreams and express your visions. You know your vision. You know your dreams. If you really want to find somebody to work with, do that, okay? But make sure you use your intuition. Make sure you use your intuition, your discernment. really focus on, obviously we have to have a balance with spirit and the physical because we are spirits having a human experience. We can't be in the spirit realm all the time. It's not good for us, okay? We have to have balance. Like even for myself, I don't do these readings every day. I don't. As much as I want to do these readings every day to be able to help those in need, I can't. It takes a lot of energy out of me. And then it keeps me away from doing the stuff that I need to do here in the physical plane. So have some kind of balance, work through your ideas when you're in that isolation period, when that tower moment hits, if it does hit for you in that sense. Figure out what you need to work on first. Who do you need to trust in regards to this? Can you trust anyone in regards to this? Really go through your list. Somebody is making a list. That's good. List takers are always good. It's always good to write your ideas down and work it out on paper because then it helps you, not only see it in your mind, but visualize it in front of you as well. That is also a good tool for manifestation work as well. Be mindful of your energy. Try the best that you can to stay in a positive mindset. No matter what, God's got your back, okay? Your ancestors got your back. Your spirit guides got your back. Whatever karmic cycles that you needed to close out, a lot of you have already closed those out during the summertime. So this is your new cycle. Like you are birthing your new cycle in this lifetime. And it starts in this season. The Scorpio season coming up is starting here. Like we're in right now the limbo of Libra and Scorpio. But in this limbo going forward, like this is going to be the moment of truth for you. You might even get a moment of truth from somebody else in regards to you. Because I do see that here. We've got the Two of Mirrors here that popped out earlier. But you could be dreaming about this person because in this Four of Scrolls, how this has worked. But you got the Hangman here. Like I said, you're going through everything. You're thinking about everything. You're making lists. You're going to be enlightened about what this is because you are temperate. So you're very flexible. You're very adaptable. It's just trying to manage the thought process and trying to manage, what needs to happen first before anything else. And that is probably the hardest thing as a Sagittarius. So I consider myself more of a cusper than I do a Sagittarius. Only reason because I am a Sagittarius star sign, but I have a lot of Capricorn in my chart. Like I have more Capricorn in my chart than I do Sagittarius. So trying to balance all that plus having an air sign moon, Gemini moon, like that is craziness. Okay. Trying to manage that with my everyday life is a chore. It's a chore. And it's especially in terms of energies. It is hard. It's hard. But as long as you go about everything the right way and just take it step by step by step, you'll be fine. Like you will be fine. I feel this. Like I know you're going to come up off of this. You're going to come up off of this. Ace of Stones, Ace of Scrolls. And that is the secret. The secret that everybody wants to know so bad. Is Sagittarius going to make it? Yes, the fuck you are. You've got the Ace of Scrolls. You've got the Ace of Stones. And this is still coming from our deck right here, okay? You got the Ace of Scrolls, you got the Ace of Stones, and then you have the Moon card, which is, hidden secrets. This might be a secret to them, but it's not a secret to you, baby, okay? Difficult roads lead to long-lasting prosperity if you do it the right way. I have hit rock bottom more times than I can count. And I've always got myself out of it. It's somebody's throat chakra. My throat chakra needs clearing for sure today. Somebody also needs to connect more with water. You have like a lot of water in your chart, or you have water in your chart where it's necessary for you to need to connect with water, so that way you can help balance out your energies, or that's what you feel like does balance out your energies good. Water is also a very emotional element. Like this Moon card, Cancer, this is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy in this card, okay? So you could have Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements in your card, and we are coming up on Scorpio season. Like, this is, like I said, a lot of emotions are going on right now. And then when we hit that full moon in Taurus, it's like something's going to come to an abrupt halt, an abrupt start. I can't talk today. An abrupt start. What is today? Is today Monday? It is Monday. I worked yesterday, so I thinking today was Tuesday, but it makes sense. Monday energy, okay? Monday or Moon Day. I like calling Monday Moon Day because it really do feel like a moon day when you go to work on a Monday, you know. But whatever you're working on, the secret that they don't know is that you are going to make it. You have 2 aces to confirm that. You not only have this wisdom, this intellect here, and like there's a crow here with a scroll. Like I said, some of you are divine channelers. Some of you are thinking of starting your own business in terms of, tarot reading or oracle messages or spiritual guidance counselors. Like, that's what I consider myself. I know I'm an intuitive reader and I don't need these cards because I can pull on energy. I can read energy. I have my Reiki certifications. I just recently got those within the year from a shaman that I've been working with for years. A lot of what I've built my business on is stuff that I already had as a child. Like, these gifts that I've had for a very, very long time. And I didn't necessarily, and I don't know who needs to hear this, but I feel like this story needs to be shared so somebody can hear this, because I feel like the person that needs to hear it will relate to it heavily. When I started this in public, this is not where I expected my life to be, or where I, imagined doing, in my 30s. Like, I thought, growing up, we have this idea of, who we want to be, how we want to be, who we want to be with, who we want to marry, if we don't want to get married, if we want to have kids, if we don't want to have kids, if we want to have dogs, cats, pets, house, whatever. Like, we already had this idea. Oh, wow. We already had this idea of who we wanted to be before we got there, okay? As a child, I was awakened. And I grew up in a very, very Christian household. So the way that I grew up was, people with these kind of gifts. And here's the emotions. Let's get it in check. When I was growing up, I was told the things that I was doing or the things that I was hearing or seeing was that of the devil. Everything that I was doing, everything that I was saying, anything that I was communicating with, it was bad. It was all bad. I was bad. That's what I was. Lord help me. So I didn't want this. I didn't want the gifts that I had. And as I came to be a teenager. You're very welcome, Annalyn. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I am paying attention to you. I do see you there. Thank you so much. As I grew as a teenager, like, the progression of my gifts and the things was just heightening more and more and more. And I tried very, very, very hard to just get rid of it, just push it all away, because, I just wanted to be normal. I didn't want any of this. But, God does this weird thing where it doesn't matter what your plans are. But if you give him an idea of what you want to do with your life, he will give you those gifts for you to take advantage of, so you can prosper with that life and you can do what you want to do or do what you need to do. Like, with my life, I just wanted to be a person that helped other people. I don't, a lot of what I do here, it's not for money. I'm not getting paid to do this right now. Okay. This is all just because I'm obviously on the divine path, so I get messages from God, and I do, put them out there when they need to be, however that may be. But he put me exactly where I am meant to be able to help others in their time of need, which is all I wanted to do when I was younger. Granted, I thought it was going to be more on the physical plane of existence, which it is, but it's spiritual help. It's spiritual guidance. It's like I went through everything that I went through specifically for this. And it wasn't, even if I thought it was my plan, it wasn't even ever my plan. It was always God's plan. God put things in my path, put me exactly into places and situations and certain circumstances like he knew that I would come up out of. He knew what I was going to do afterwards. He knew the path that I was going to take to get me exactly where I am right now. It doesn't matter what path you take. Wherever you're meant to be at, you'll get there. It just what path you want to take to get to that. What idea do you want to go with to be able to get to that? Do you want to do it the right way, or do you want to do it the fast way? It doesn't matter even if somebody steals your idea. Ideas are just that. They're ideas. It's the work that you put behind it that will make it fruitful and prosper. Okay. I don't know who needed to hear that, but somebody needed to hear that today. Goodness. There's a lot of emotional energy, a lot today, especially today, but just in general, a lot of emotions going on here. I see a love life, obviously, with you, Sagittarius, and goodness, Ace of Spirals. I see there's a love life. It's not a big enough energy for me to pull for the general collective. But if you would like a love reading or a reading in general, like I said, you can win a free reading below. Please make sure you follow all the rules in that, so that way you can be entered into that free reading giveaway. If you were looking for a personal reading, I am completely booked up for the rest of this year, so any personal readings won't start until January, but you can go to my Facebook page, the Painted Lady Tarot LLC. On Facebook, you'll see me and my face all makeuped up and the backdrop of my room. That's how you'll know it's me. And then you'll also see the link to this reading on that as well. So if you have a Facebook, you can go to the Painted Lady Tarot Facebook LLC. If you would like to schedule a paid reading with me, we can discuss that on there. Like I said, I'm totally booked up for paid readings until January, so we can schedule for after the first of the year for sure. Let me go ahead. We already pulled on, the main energy here. So let's go ahead and get you your messages from your guides and spirit in regards to the situation. I already have a feeling I know what it's going to be. I mean, most of you can feel it here. So, but we will go ahead and be mindful of it. Somebody does breathing exercises, and man, I can feel that. It works. There we go. Messages from spirit. Bring love into the situation. I feel like this is more love with yourself, though. Be more loving to yourself. Stop being so critical, okay? There's a lot of criticism. Like, obviously, we hear criticism from everybody else. We are the hardest critics on ourselves, Sagittarius. And there's a lot of things that we always have to deal with on a daily basis. Let's not make it harder on ourselves. I am also working on this as well. Self-love, self-care, obviously I'm my biggest critic. I don't care about what anybody else has to say. Their opinions of you doesn't matter. What matters is your opinion of yourself. Okay? So bring love into that situation. Be more loving to yourself. Have faith in your dreams. There's that waxing crescent moon. And then it feels Capricorn energy here. And then we've got hold your vision in regards to this situation. Okay? You got to bring love into the situation, which more love to yourself. Be more kind to yourself. Have faith in your dreams. Hold your vision. You know it's there. It's just the steps that we are taking to get there. And then these also came out as well. We have balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. There's that water energy. And we have your conclusions are in reach. Full moon eclipse. We're about to hit that full moon in Taurus. And then we have your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. There's that Capricorn energy. So we have water sign energy. We've got fire sign energy. We've got air sign energy. And we have earth sign energy. But the main energies that I see here is we've got Pisces, Capricorn, Aquarius. Excuse me. Someone has a little bit of acid reflux. I'm not a doctor, but I am hearing that you do need to watch your water intake during the times that you eat. Don't drink. I'm going to give you just like food for thought. Don't drink water while you're eating. Don't drink anything while you're eating because you have to let that food digest. If it doesn't digest properly, your pH balance, your acid reflux balance is going to be off. It's not an over accumulation of acid. I feel like there's not enough in there. So if you kind of, if you're going to drink something, drink like 30 minutes before you eat and wait 1 hour after your meal before you drink anything, or try to anyway. It really does help the acid intake. I don't know who needed to hear that, but you're welcome. If you needed that, I'm not a doctor. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, but I am very intuitive. So it helps with my kids. I do have 2 beautiful kids. Thankfully, thank God he gave me the intuition and discernment because I do a lot of work with natural herbs and remedies. I want to make an herbal garden so bad, and I'm going to. That is one of my missions that's on my list. It's on my list. So that is what I have for... Oh, no, before I forget, I said I was going to do this, so I'm going to do it. I said I was going to pull you guys some portal cards. And then I would make a list later today in regards to chakras and how to clear them, what you can do to clear them, things like that. Like throat chakra, I'll just give you a little bit of quick tip. Your throat chakra, you can actually clear that by like doing things you love with your voice. You can do, obviously sound bowls help. Sound bowls help humming, chanting, singing, expressing yourself, making sure you're being truthful, but not too much. Not too much. We talked about that. Not too much. You can still be truthful and not be too much, okay? I hear somebody's ourselves saying, what do you mean? Everything I do is too much. I don't know who that was for, but your higher self's funny. You're funny. You funny bunny. You funny bunny. I don't know if somebody says that. Okay, let's get some portal cards. Ooh. All right. Yep. So we've got the heart chakra, the third eye chakra, the earth star chakra, and then we also have Metatron. That's what's given that Aquarius energy. Metatron. Somebody works with Metatron or should work with Metatron. Metatron deals a lot with energetic balance and geometry, like sacred geometry. You could be needing to get into sacred geometry, or you are into sacred geometry. I'm hearing crystal grids. I think I said something about that at the beginning. Somebody works with crystals and cards. Crystal grids. work with crystal grids more often. Whoever is Sagittarius I'm talking to in regards to your business, in regards to your spiritual journey, crystalline grids, selenite crystal grids will work, will help. Because then we also have regeneration. So it's like the crystal and being Reiki healing, it can be and helps with healing and things like that of the mind, body, soul. Crystalline grids is going to help you with this regeneration tool that you have the idea for. And then we also at the bottom of the deck energy have earth grounding, and we have intergalactic communication. I know there's a lot going on in regards to like the NASA stuff, you guys. Be mindful of what you hear during this time. Like, not even just like in the world, like what you hear about this. Be careful what messages you are receiving, and make sure and your discernment that they are energies that you're listening to that are there not for, not trying to hurt you or harm you in any kind of way. Make sure your spiritual protection is up. I don't know why it took me so long. I was getting a download for something here. I'm sure I'll figure it out later. We got a lot of earth grounding, Metatron. We got Metatron here, not only water sign energy, but also Aquarius energy, that air sign. Third eye chakra, your third eye chakra and your heart chakra and your earth star chakra is very important right now. You need to, like I said earlier, I don't know who I was talking to in regards to your Capricorn energies that are in your chart. I feel like a lot of Sagittarius have Capricorn energy in the chart just because we're so close to that Capricorn day, but the earth elements and the water elements, especially the earth is there for grounding. The water is there for emotional cleansing. That's what I was trying to say earlier in regards to this. Thank you, Spirit. Just click into me now. Just clock it to me now. That's cool. It's okay. So that is what I have for you, Sagittarius. Again, thank you so much for joining me. If you are new here, make sure you read all the disclaimers from any video that you watch. I do have other videos on my channel. Like I said, if you feel guided to, obviously, I can't make you do anything, and I don't want you to do anything that you don't feel guided or resonated for. But if you feel guided or resonated for, I do have other videos on my channel. I do recommend also watching your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and your north node. If you do not know what that is, you can go to pretty much any good website that has like numerology.com, or that one's more of like a paid service though. If you're wanting a decent read, I guess, on your chart, you can go to Cafe Astrology and get your birth chart to find out what your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and north node signs are. They'll also give you the other side of the spectrum. So like you have your Ascentus and then you have your Placidus. They'll give you those signs as well. It's like your shadow side to your astrology sign. If you need help discerning that and what that is, please just, like I said, I have Messenger on my Facebook page on the Painted Lady Tarot LLC. I do work with numerology and astrological charts and zodiac signs and things like that. So if you need help with discerning any of that, just go ahead, hit me up in the inbox. I will help you. Okay. Like I said, I do most of this. Most of this I don't. I'll honestly, in all honesty, I do not make an income off of this. This is just something that I do to be able to help others. This is part of my journey. This is part of my spiritual path. Like, yes, I will accept any donations, but and I do, obviously, I want to get paid for my time. So I do have paid readings. I do have paid energy cleansings, things like that. But I don't use it as my main source of income, because that's not what this is for. This is for helping other people kind of prosper. If you need guidance, if you need any spiritual help, like, I am your girl. Okay. Lady Mariposa is your girl. That's all I have for you though, Sagittarius. Again, if you want to donate to my channel, that information is in the description box below, as well as the link to my Facebook page, the Painted Lady Tarot LLC. If the link doesn't work for some reason, you can go into your search bar on Facebook, if you have a Facebook, and type in the Painted Lady Tarot LLC. I do have a TikTok as well as an IG. I'm not very heavy on those platforms right now with the Painted Lady Tarot, just because it's not a lot of traction there in the Instagram space. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it's not a lot of traction there, and I just want to get the messages how I'm, to whoever needs to actually hear these. Like, that's my main goal, is to get this to where it needs to be, so that way I can make sure that the people that are coming to me are resonating with me, not only with me, but the messages, because I don't want you to be here if you're not resonating with anything. If it's not resonating with you, it's not for you. Okay, so use your discernment. Love you guys. See you next time. Love and light.